Steve Chaggaris joins me now for more. He's a political editor at AlJazeera.com. Good to see you again, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I'd like to start with the life and legacy of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, just a colossus in the legal field. Talk to us about how she became this cultural phenomenon in the United States.
Well, it's been really in recent years. I think as the country has become more polarized, the election of Donald Trump, folks on the left and liberals just felt that that their views were not really being protected, and they looked at somebody like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who stood for the values that they stood for, whether it was issues that they agreed with or just about civil rights, women's rights, LGBT rights. And so they saw her as an important voice on the Supreme Court. They saw her as a trailblazer, as the second woman who was ever appointed to the Supreme Court. And she just became this cult figure among progressives and liberals.
Now, just hours after her passing, though, both President Donald Trump and the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called for a Senate vote on a nominee to replace her. Does that speed of this surprise you?
No, not at all. First of all, there's an election in, 45 days? Clearly, President Trump and Mitch McConnell are looking at this as an opportunity to reshape the election, hopefully in their favor. A couple things are at stake here. Not only is President Trump's reelection at stake, but Senator Mitch McConnell is looking at the majority of the Senate at stake as well. And there are several Republican senators who are in pretty tough battles. And so I think they figure this is an opportunity to reshape the race at this point, get the attention off of coronavirus, off of the economy, off of the president's handling of racial justice issues, and focus on something that at least get their base fired up. So the fact that they're going to move quickly on this, I think there are immediate political implications. Then, of course, there's also the makeup of the court. This would make a court a very conservative court, 6-3 conservative for a generation. And so that's a legacy I think they're talking about as well.
So, Steve, which base might be more energized, in your opinion, by this issue of a new nominee, the Democratic or Republican voters?
I think you're going to see both, but I think you're going to see the strategies completely different. I think with Republicans, they're going to likely choose somebody that will align with Republican and conservative voters. And then the idea, of course, of having a conservative court for many years to come is going to be an argument that Republicans and the president will use to speak to their base. And of course, on the other hand, Democrats, I think, will focus maybe less on the pick itself and more of the overall process here. First of all, that they're going to say that Trump and McConnell are trying to ram a conservative through just to reshape the court. And on top of that, they're going to speak to their voters, hopefully energize them and say, look, we could be losing on all these issues that Ruth Bader Ginsburg championed while she was on the court.
So, Steve, very quickly, your prediction. Will we see another Supreme Court justice before November?
There's no way of predicting that at this point. There are two courses they could go. One, they could try to rush this through before the election, but they also have time to get this done because Congress doesn't change over until the beginning of January. So there is time to actually get this thing done after the election as well. So we'll see how this all plays out.